Lee, it's Monday!
Monday!
But yeah, we're just doing some sprint planning, like we usually do when we start the week. It's going to be a bit of a all over the place week, I think, this week. So I'm going to be focused on Blue Mountain. So I'm going to actually try and get to that puzzle, that cube puzzle that I thought I was going to do last week and I just didn't. But other than that, I'm going to be trying to do some sort of like PR stuff to help Lee. So next week we're doing the big push for hexceed on Switch, so I'm going to try and get as many email addresses, contact details, all of that stuff in different languages. Try and make it as smooth as possible. You're doing a bit of that as well, Lee, but what you do?
Yeah, today, well, for the week, it's going to be the Halloween DLC, still he's doing, for Color Pixels. There's only 4 pictures left, so hopefully I can get that tied away tomorrow. But there's still the smaller tasks alongside that, like the achievements and the announcements and all that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll get that done earlier in the week. And then that'll leave me with a couple of days towards the end of the week, and there's quite a few smaller tasks to do. So I'm looking into Reddit, maybe organising the EMA if we can on the Nintendo Switch subreddit. A lot of other small snipey tasks really all related to the release of the hexceed on Switch, because that's happening this month. So it's all hands on deck to get as much done for that as we can, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're on 26,000 pre-orders at the moment, so that's good. Woo! Woo! But yeah, lots of stuff.
Alright, so I spent most of the day sort of like progressing this Switch marketing plan that we've got. So the main job that I've had is, well, first of all, I was reorganizing this because it was all just like basically just like a few sentences describing what we wanted, but it wasn't in the right order and stuff like that. So I broke it all down into key dates that we need to start actually doing things. Yeah, it is. Yeah, to see it all like laid out like this, it is quite daunting. We've got a lot of work ahead of us this month. But Luna, you okay? I'm sure we'll get through it. We've also got a couple of big things that are happening this month as well. So we've got 2 DLCs, like a DLC for Color Pixels, a DLC for Hexceed. We've got the Halloween update for Hexceed as well. And we've also got the end of the competition, the pixel art competition for Color and Pixels as well, that we need to review and stuff as well. So it's going to be a very, very busy month for us. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get through it fine. Yeah, I've also been looking at some more news websites for us to contact. Yeah, I've also been tracking down weather news sites that I already did find weather-based, because a lot of the time, like when you just look at a news website, you just sort of check to see if it's in your language, whereas like a lot of them are going to be US-based, some of them are going to be EU-based. And that's different in terms of this sending out keys. So yeah, I've gone through all that. Some of them I'm not sure, probably US, so I guess we'll just ask them. Yeah, and I've also been gathering a lot more YouTuber contact details as well, in various languages as well. So we've got EU, Japanese, we've got some South Korean as well. It turns out that we don't have as many keys for some regions as we thought. So we originally thought it was 100 keys per region, but turns out that it's more like Europe and America have 200 keys. Japan and Korea have 20 keys each. And then Australia's separate for some reason, and that's got 50 keys. So yeah, we're trying to make a split as close to those lines as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna have a quick break now, and then I think some Color and Pixels bug fixing, before I finish today. Okay, so there was a quick bug that someone found. It's a very, very niche bug. So on the Advent books, if you've got this setting off, then you don't see any of these like progress indicators, just a number doesn't appear. So I quickly had a look at that. It was a very, very simple mistake. Yeah, so it should be lots of zeros here. So yeah, I've just quickly fixed that. And then other than that, I've just been doing some patch notes. So just giving a quick head start so that Lee can fluff them out a bit, because he needs to add like a GIF and stuff, and mention about hexceed on Switch and stuff, and link all that. But yeah, I've just got the bare bones there, ready for him to copy and paste them off to the various platforms next week.
Rob, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. We're just in stand-up. A little bit late today. I slept in, really. But But yeah, I gave the devlog a quick watch this morning. Apparently this webcam isn't very good at all, really, is it? Especially when I lean in, it refocuses stuff, doesn't it?
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, other than that, I'm mainly going to be focusing on Blue Mountain. So I'm finally going to actually spend the time and get this cube finished. Is it called Scube? Scube. It's been saying that I've been going to do it for weeks now, and I just haven't. But yeah, what are you doing, Lee?
Yeah, so I've already made the changes to the YouTube video. There's only a couple of things that you said. So that's been edited and re-exported. I've also made a bit of a start on the last 4 pictures for the Halloween pack. So I'm going to get those 4 finished up and put them in game, and then once I'm happy with them, I'm going to start doing the thorough testing for all the images, just make sure everything's right good.
Oh, how'd it go? And they're gone.
It's 2 o'clock now, and I've finished going through the last 4 images. Here they are there. I've put them all in game, and I've ordered them by size as well. So yeah, that's the DLC pretty much ready. Now all that's left to do is to play through them all and do a thorough test of every image, just to make sure there's no details that get missed with a quick check.
Okay, so I've finally finished this cube. The state I left it in, there were just basically these rotations for the corners were a bit off. But yeah, with a few tweaks, I've finally managed to get it working. So it's been pestering me for like a month now or something. So yeah, I'm really happy. Some of the way you drag, you click and drag, doesn't seem quite intuitive, but I think I need to revisit that anyway. I've made it so that if you click on these corner pieces, then it turns around that point. So hopefully it should be a bit intuitive in that aspect. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly make a GIF, make sure everything's committed up, share it to Reddit and Discords, and yeah, I'll move on.
It's Wednesday!
Music Wednesday!
Music Wednesday! Are you going to listen to music traditionally, or...?
I've been doing that anyway.
Have you? Oh. Yes, we're just doing our sprint planning like we usually do. For me, I'm going to do a couple of things to do with Switch. So there's more keys and contact details that we need to sort out. I think we need to focus on like Australia and Japan. Now, I did a bit of Korea yesterday, so we've got quite a few for that. But yeah, there's always more work to be doing on that. I need to test the keys actually work. So I'm going to get our Switch and I'm going to try key out, make sure it works and downloads, make sure it downloads the right patch as well. Because that's something we haven't tested. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to be working on Blue Mountain. So starting a new puzzle today, the Ready Cube, R-E-D-I, Ready. Is that, yeah, alright. Yeah, very similar to the 2 I've been doing, but just slightly different again. I think functionally it works similar to the Pentagon one that I've had, but it's a cube. So what you doing? Like, you're all over the place today, aren't you? You're doing everything.
Yeah, so the first part of the day is going to be finishing up the DLC. There's a couple of pictures left to test. All the corrections I've found so far I've already done, but we're putting into the build as well. Obviously achievements in the announcement posts as well. We'll get those all done. The idea is to just after lunch hopefully get all the DLC stuff tied away and all ready, forget about it. And then for the rest of the day, we're going to start picking up a lot of those smaller tasks that we've discussed at the beginning of the week. So the website needs a bit of a touch up in terms of hexceed. The hexceed side of the website needs touching up. We also want to have like some sort of big advertisement at the top sort of thing. Announcing that. So sort of hyping the Switch when it comes to the website. That's the first thing they'll see.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of other small tasks I need doing that if I pick them up, I'll be sure I mention them for the day.
Yeah, it's a bit of like QA testing for the hexceed build and color pixels build and stuff like that, right? But it's all just snipey stuff. Get a rattle through them, for sure.
So yeah, I've just finished testing all the images. Went through all 20. There's only, I think, about 4 or 5 that need changes. These ones here have some minor changes. They've been made now, so what I'm going to do is put them into build and then take my lunch because it's 12:15 now, so that's pretty good timing.
Okay, so I've been working on the Ready puzzle. Ready puzzle? Hang on, let me get them. Yeah, one of these things as well. Apparently there's also a thing called a Faddy puzzle. There's also, I don't know what they're all called, but there's a few different variations of this. Basically, it's the same one as the pentagon one that we've made, but it's just a cube. So been working on that. Been doing a lot of 3D modeling. I think I've managed to get it all working though. It's a bit scaled out at the moment, and obviously there's gaps and stuff. But yeah, you just rotate these pieces like that. Yeah, and it seems to be quite good. I just need to do some final adjustments, and yeah, fingers crossed I should be able to finish it pretty soon.
Today it's 4 o'clock. All the Halloween stuff for the Corner Pixels DLC is done, tied away. Rob's delivery has arrived, so this should be Halloween decorations.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Okay, so a bunch of decorations of some sort. So yeah, find what we've got in here, and I'll start putting them up. So yeah, there we have it. Not much to show, but some stuff hanging from the ceiling, some balloons, Bob Loki's balloons, and a spiderweb thing that was draped over the picture there. So everything up apart from this one little sort of wall banner that says Happy Halloween. I've looked everywhere. There's no blue tack or anything in this office, so I'm going to bring some in tomorrow, and yeah, put up the rest of the decorations.
Okay, so I've got it working. Everything's centered now. All the pieces are nicely aligned, and the random generator is working, so everything's good. I've just quickly taken a quick GIF and shared it across to all the platforms that we usually do, so Reddit, Discord, sent on to Lee as well. Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I started it today, and I'm really, really pleased to get it just done in one day, just over and done with.
Lee, it's Thursday!
Thursday!
Yeah! Woo! It's looking very spooky over there today.
It is, yeah. Got some decorations up.
Yeah, but anyway, we've just done stand up. What are you doing today, Lee?
Yeah, it's a bunch of small tasks for hexceed mostly. Just got a reply from the moderators on the Nintendo Switch subreddit overnight. Just trying to organise an AMA if we can. And they've pointed us in the direction of a person to email regarding that as well. So hopefully we can get one of those organised for next week when we announce the game with store handing out keys. Alongside that as well, getting the website. I didn't get the chance to touch it up yesterday, so I'm going to be going on the website, adding a bunch of stuff hexceed related to the Switch, updating the information on there as well, because it still says something like it's an upcoming game or something for hexceed, so it needs updating.
Yeah, it says that for PC, right?
Yeah.
No, not for Switch.
And then there's just some more other minor things for the release as well, like we've got the want some gifts that we can possibly make regarding the Switch, just for advertising purposes again, when we put on Twitter and stuff, up to the build-up of the release. So try and get those gifts sorted maybe. And finally, when I'm happy with all the stuff for that, moving on to the next DLC for hexceed. So getting the store page ready, getting the Trello board set up, so we can start organising what tasks need doing and when.
Good stuff. A lot of stuff then.
A lot of small stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, I'm going to be on Blue Mountain again. So I've managed to finish the puzzle that I was doing yesterday. That's all done and dusted. So today I'm going to be moving on to the Elite Pyraminx.
Isn't that Master?
Citation needed.
It's Master Pyraminx.
Master Pyraminx, yeah. So that's the pyramid one, but with like an extra bit in, an extra axis you can swivel. So I shouldn't need to do any 3D modelling for it, but it's going to be a nightmare to set up, I think. So yeah, I'll see how far I can get.
Yeah, okay, so I've been working on this new puzzle, the Master Pyraminx. It's just like this puzzle that I've already got in the game, but with a few extra bits. I think I said in stand-up that I won't need to do any 3D modelling. I think I will in the end. There's a couple of pieces like this middle piece here that we don't have, and I think some of the scaling might be a bit weird if we just use the pieces from this one. So I'm going to see how far it goes, but I've been focused on that bit today. I've actually just been focusing on actually trying to get the parts to sort of line up perfectly. So I've just been starting with the outside edges. I've been getting there and slowly getting there. I'm making some progress. I've done all the outside corners, like the perimeter of these bits here. There's a couple of the middle bits that are missing. Yeah, it's just going to take a while, I think, this one. There's just so much to do. I've been writing a lot of code, a lot of like algorithms to try and work out, to try and generate the positions and rotations of all the points and stuff, making sure it's all correct. But yeah, it's just been a bit of a nightmare. It's going to take me a few days to do this, definitely. But yeah, other than that, I've been working on the Switch stuff. So we've got some keys that were split out into all the different regions. So we've got 200 for EU. Lee's going to blur this all out, but we've just basically been looking at what we actually do with them and if they work. So I've nicked one of the EU keys, quickly put it into the redeem code page on the Switch. And yeah, everything seems fine. It came up with a little warning saying that, are you sure you want to enter this key when you've got the game on your wish list? But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, everything downloaded fine. It all seems to be working on device, just from using the key, which is good. One thing I noticed is it's using an out-of-date patch from the looks of it. So it's still got all of the DLC on it. So I'm going to have to look at that. We don't want that for launch. But yeah, I'm just glad it's working. Everything's fine. We know a bit more about the keys as well. So the keys are 16 digits, and you can probably tell from the blurred out thing that these digits are considerably longer than 16. So there's only like a subsection that we actually need to use. It's really good to know that, because if we sent all of this information to the streamers and content creators that we're going to next week, then that would not be very professional. We know that it's split up into 4 digits at a time as well, so I've added these little spaces. But yes, that's been a bit of excitement. I said I would do that yesterday, but the Switch was completely dead and needed a charge. But yeah, I've just been slowly working on this puzzle, really.
Here's our end of day update. I tried to record earlier, but the phone died. It's my fault for not keeping it charged. But yeah, earlier today, all the small tasks, tie them away. So main one here is the website. Small changes, changing the word news to blog, minor things. But obviously big thing is the big advertising at the top, which also links directly to the eShop where you can pre-order, etc. As well as that little touches up to the individual games pages. Again, the largest change being to the hexceed page. All the pages have the logo as the title. Looks a bit more professional, rough idea, but definitely a good one. Again, same situation here. If you click this, it'll take you to the eShop. And just sort of a reorder of things. So put the images at the top, followed by an updated section here. This used to say that it was our newest project and that it was coming to Steam, etc. So updated this with the Nintendo Switch information and sort of kept it present tense instead of future tense, just so sort of future proofing, so we don't need to update it again at the end of the month. And then finally sort of filter part of the blog here, so all the hexceed information is here. So again, that's the same for the Current Pixels page as well. Logo at the top, images at the top, and then the news section at the bottom. Everything else here is the same, because this doesn't need updating. But yeah, quite a lot of the day went into doing this. Because obviously the assets for this, I needed to create those manually, because the ones we had were much smaller, because they're intended for Steam, which uses much smaller resolutions, so I made this quite large. Other tasks mostly on Reddit, being going through the Nintendo Switch, sort of making together a plan on what we're going to do, things we can post. So hopefully we'll get a sort of an announcement post on here. That we're looking through all the news tabs, and it'll be people mentioning new games, so it'll be worthwhile putting a post out there just to see what we get. But more importantly, we've got a word back from the moderators, because we asked them in regards to organising an AMA. And Ask Me Anything sort of post, just to get some back and forth and again a bit more exposure on hexceed. And they've replied with an email address for us to contact to organise it officially. So hopefully, once we hear back from that email, we'll hopefully be up here in the upcoming AMAs and get one of those going. And I finished the day with this one here. Just finished the day with getting the Classless DLC. Sort of put out there. So this has been sent off to Steam. This is the beta version. The page isn't live yet. But yeah, I've got all the screenshots, made all the assets in all the languages as well. Obviously, you've got to do the translated versions for hexceed. All of the assets are done, and everything's uploaded. It takes quite a bit longer than the Current Pixels store pages, just because I've got to translate them all into all the different languages, not just Japanese and Korean, but everything that we provide. That's in the drop down, so Dutch, German, French, etc. But yeah, they're all sent off, and hopefully we'll hear back tomorrow. If so, we can get that announcement out as well.
What's there? You not press record. What a tosser.
How long's your recording now?
6 minutes, mine is.
So that's 6 minutes wasted. Because
Yeah.
I didn't press start recording, and we've just told you what we're doing, but we didn't record it, so...
Good one. Yeah, it's Friday. Woo, woo. What you doing, Lee?
So yeah, a few things today is Friday, obviously, so YouTube video needs to be made live shortly. As well as that, it's release week for the Current Pixels. DLC, which means there's a competition on Discord. So we're going to be handing out the keys to the winners on that as well, which should again be about half an hour's time as you getting picked. It's obviously the Switch release week.
Yeah. All of the bundles and stuff are live today, so most of the...
Yeah, so our plan is to get all the posts and the contacts started as of Monday. So going to be drafting up an email that we're going to be sort of like using as a template to send to everybody. The idea is to get that sort of sent to Rob so you can double check it before he's off next week. And so I've got some gifts I want to be making for the social media posts because I forgot to do that yesterday, so I'll be picking that up to get those ready and prepped. The hexceed DLC got approved last night as well because they sent the store page off yesterday. Valve quickly turned that around and they've approved it, so I'm going to be making the announcement posts today as well. Sort of get those out of the way before the Switch news comes out next week as well, because that needs to be priority.
Cool. Do I have to do my bit again?
No, that's fine.
Probably.
No, because
I've got the audio.
You've got the audio, don't have the footage, so...
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to do a couple small bits of work. So I need to make the Colour and Pixels build live because that's not done yet. I've got my alarm set to press the button later. I should do it on my phone. But yeah, there's a few bugs that you found in Hexceed, for the Hexceed Halloween stuff that I did last week, so I'm going to try and fix that. From your screenshots, it looked like it was just all broken. so I'm going to try and fix that quickly. Other than that, there's some Hexceed Switch stuff that we need to do. So we've got a big list of emails that we sent to people before when we actually released the game on PC. I'm going to go through all of those emails and basically see if it's still applicable, if they would like to have a Switch key. See if they do Switch games and stuff. I don't think most of them will, but yeah, if there's some contact addresses that we can use there, then we're gonna want them. So I'm gonna quickly go over that. But yeah, if I have time, because I'm finishing early today, then I'll be back on Blue Mountain working on that Master Pyraminx. So yeah, lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff.
Okay, so there's someone using a strimmer or a lawnmower outside, so apologise if you can hear that. But yeah, this morning I've been working on mainly just fixing the bugs that Lee found with the Halloween stuff. It's all fine, it was just another silly mistake that just compounded into a lot of things. But that should be all working now. He's cured them again, it's all good. Yeah, the Colour and Pixels build is live as well, so that'll be good for later. But yeah, the main task for me today is going through this big list that Lee made for the January launch of Hexceed. Going through all of the different content creators that he's found. Basically, I'm just going to find the ones that do Switch stuff, and I'm going to keep them. Most of them I'm finding don't, which is fine. Like, it is easier to stream up PC games just because of the medium you do it with and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. I highly suspect that there's only going to be a couple in this entire list that are actually going to be useful for us, but I need to go through the list, literally just open up everyone, have a quick look at their channel, see if they're still posting, see if they do Switch games. It looks like this one doesn't. This is focusing on PC stuff, and then just delete it from the list. Yeah, it's just a big job. There's over 170 or something. I've already started the work, so it's probably about 200. But yeah, it's just gonna be a big job of that today.
Just for end of the day wrap up. Spent all day pretty much doing Hexceed stuff, for the most part anyway. So got here the email template that we've got drafted up. This will be getting changed to per email that we send, obviously with the key and the region, but also changing a little bit of the text to make it more personalised as well. And we've got the graphic at the top, so search over the email, you know exactly what it is you're looking at, hopefully. But yeah, that's been proofread by Robert and by Kim, because Kim is much better at English than both of us combined. So big thank you to Kim for that. But yeah, that should be ready for next week. Again, that'll be the main task next week. As I mentioned, the Hexceed now shows on this list right here. Oh, got to scroll quite a bit, but there it is, right at the bottom. But obviously it's in date order, so as we get closer, that'll be going further up, and hopefully that'll help us be spotted. And there's been a lot of Twitter sort of posts today from us. So obviously YouTube in the morning, then the announcement post or reminder post for the competition, and then finally announcing the DLC as well. That's gone live and that's been announced to everybody. And later today, obviously, the Colour and Pixels one will go live as well. Hopefully not spamming too much on Twitter. 4 posts in one day is quite a lot for us, but compared to other Twitter accounts, it's not that bad. So hopefully that's getting the news out there. And finally, can't show it because just people's contact details, but Finished up Rob's task of going through the old contacts we had for the initial hexceed release, and just sort of filtering out anyone who actually does Switch content.
Yeah, so it's been a good week. It's been the first kind of full week. It's been a full week, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, it's been the first full week in a while, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's been super productive though. I've mainly been working on Blue Mountain most of the week. So I've actually managed to finish off 2 puzzles, which I was quite surprised at. Yes, that's the Cube and the Master... No, Ready. And the Ready Cube. I also started on the Master Pyraminx, but I didn't get very far, honestly. That one's just going to take ages. The bigger cubes with more parts just get like exponentially harder to make, so... harder to solve as well, so that's good. But yeah, other than that, she's been hexceed stuff, I think, right?
Yeah. So you made the Halloween update, which will be going, well, be live in game as of Monday after this video.
Yes, hopefully, yeah. So it's coming out next week. The effect should go live on the 18th, so a couple of days after this video comes out.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of QAing, you doing the QA,
Yeah.
and then me actually fixing everything because everything was broken. It's a good job. It's a good job you did it. But yeah, other than that, the elephant in the room has obviously been the hexceed on Switch. That's been huge this week. We've done a lot on that.
Yeah, a lot of prep.
Yeah, we sort of like shoot up the plan that we made last week, and then just started prepping for it, really, haven't we? You've done a lot of that.
Yeah, just a lot of contact collecting. You got the contacts, but we've been getting the email addresses for the YouTubers because you're limited to 5 a day on your login. So we can click on those. A lot of the smaller stuff, like the gifts, I've got them done today, sort of to fill in the gaps in the content, because I want to keep posting on Twitter and on our social medias up to the release of hexceed on Switch, which is on the 28th. So that'll take a good 2 or 3 weeks of posts. So you want to have stuff to fill in the gaps if there's nothing new coming out. So got some gifts ready for that. The website as well. It's quite a big thing because we're going to start emailing people next week. So we want to make sure if they start digging in our who's ToastieLabs, what's hexceed, if they go to the website, they're going to see the Nintendo thing straight away and go, okay, this is legit. So hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah, we always have a link to our website in all the emails we send, so yeah, we're doing it to be consistent.
Yeah.
It looks good as well.
Thank you. No, we want people to want it to look as legit as possible. So obviously, it is a real thing. So I want people to not be scared off by anything like they might spot. And obviously needed some updating as well. It's a bit of TLC had been left hanging for quite a while, so that's been done. Oh yeah, also Reddit as well.
Oh yeah, big part.
Been in contact with the moderators of the Nintendo Switch subreddit. They've given me an email address which I contacted yesterday. Still haven't heard back from them. Hopefully they'll be in touch next week because that's when we want to try and do the AMA if we can, just in line with the keys that we hand out. But we'll see. And also did a bit of research on what we can actually post on their Reddit or their subreddit in regards to advertising our own game. So we've got a little bit of a plan for that. Kind of want to hold off on anything we're posting until we hear back about an AMA because they kind of fall under the same rules. So we don't want the chance of an AMA to be sort of squashed by any advertising.
We don't want to get on their bad side.
Exactly.
Or anything, do we?
Yeah, so we'll wait until we hear back. But yeah, it's exciting. We'll be kicking off next week for hexceed. All the emails.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next week's going to be mad. Yes. So the OLED comes out today, and then a lot of the store pages have also remaining store pages have been made live today for hexceed. So but the other thing that we'll be doing is Colour and Pixels Halloween 3.
Yeah, I finished it up at the start of the week because I made a big dent in it last week. There's about 10 images left this week, if I remember. I've got the last of the images done on Tuesday. All the testing's been done. A little bit of fixing on that. But yeah, everything was scheduled and finished off by Wednesday. And that's all being announced later tonight. Obviously got his alarm set to push the button. It's all been made live today as well.
That was weird. My phone just went off. My nan just texted us. I was like, it's time.
So yeah, that's coming out tonight for us. Last week, if you guys watching the video, hope you like it. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Link will be there in the description. I quite like it. Hopefully you guys do. Quite a good one.
Yeah. It'll be good with the Halloween effects on Colour and Pixels as well, which also starts on the 18th. So yeah, so check that out. If you've got a Switch, please pre-order hexceed. It really helps us out. Please buy a Switch, then pre-order hexceed.